Good evening, one and all. And today we are going to discuss about the structure of tongue. So basically, what is the structure of tongue? Tongue is a muscular organ, muscular flexible organ which is made up of skeletal muscles. It is having no bone, but it is connected with a bone which is known as hyoid bone. It's connected with the hyoid bone, and it is connected with the hyoid bone through muscles which are known as hyoglossal muscles. It's connected with the hyoid bone, which is with muscles known as hyoglossal muscles. And I guess it's not mentioned in a diagram, so that I may indicate that hyoglossal muscles are muscles through which the tongue is connected with the hyoid bone. After which we are having um, other structures inside tongue. So tongue is basically composed of skeletal muscles, and it is having no bone, as well as what it is having the following structure. That here the front side, the anterior part of the tongue is conical shaped. Anterior part of the tongue is conical shaped, pointed, sharp, not sharp but pointed part, which is in conical shape, whereas the posterior part is extended. So the posterior part is extended, whereas the posterior part of tongue is extended. Posterior part of the tongue is extended, or we can also say this posterior part of tongue is extended towards the inner structure of buccal cavity. And now uh, that tongue contains, that is attached with the downward part or the floor of buccal cavity by a folding which is known as frenulum. This frenulum is also present in the structure of vestibule, but here frenulum is which is attached with tongue is known as lingual frenulum, because it mostly helps in lingual conversation, that allows to produce speech in oral speech, as well as that keeps the tongue attached with floor of the it keeps the tongue attached with floor of the buccal cavity. After which there is um, uh, yeah. So here we're going to discuss about major structure of tongue. So tongue is basically having its major structure as taste buds. It is having taste buds over it which detect the taste. And what kind of taste are there? There are four types of taste: sweetness, bitterness, saltiness, sourness. And what kind of taste buds are present? Taste buds are basically present inside the structure known as papillae. So there are four types of papillae in general. Uh, in childhood, from in children there are four types of papillae, whereas in adults there are three types of papillae. First, let us discuss about general ones. The circum First includes the circumvallate papillae. Circumvallate papillae is the papillae, as you can see in the diagram, is arranged uh, towards the posterior side in the curved path. Posterior side in the curved path, and that is having a circular shape. It is having a circular shape, and these are the largest uh, papillae in terms of their size. These are having the largest size in the taste buds. That is why these are present less in number. How many of these are present? These are present 8 to 10 in numbers. These are present 8 to 10 in numbers. Sometimes we also say that these are present in 6 to 10 in numbers, but mostly 8 to 10. So here circumvallate papillae is present, inside which there is taste buds. How many taste buds are present here? There are almost 200 to 250 taste buds present here. On the other side, we are having uh, their ability is to detect bitterness. There can be other detection of taste as well, but mostly we consider them as to be detecting bitterness. After which there is second type of uh, papillae, which is known as fungiform papillae. Fungiform papillae is a papillae which is quite smaller as compared to the circumvallate papillae, and that kind of fungiform papillae is present. um, Fungiform papillae is present over the sides. This is present particularly over the sides, as I am mentioning, over the sides of the tongue, and that is basically having a smaller structure, which means it is having a smaller size, but it is having as it is having a smaller size, it is having less number of test buds. How many test buds it is having? It is having almost 3 to 4 test buds. It is present. It is basically smaller in size. Let me just write it so that I make it clear. First, this is basically having taste buds. How many taste buds are present inside its structure? Almost uh, 3 to 4 taste buds are present in each fungiform papillae. Whereas when it comes to their structure, these are basically found in less in size. In terms of size, these are quite smaller, as well as when it comes to in terms of their number. So these are found almost in much quantity, almost 100 to 150 in number, or maybe more than that. After which we are having filiform papillae. Filiform papillae is the papillae which is present, um, which is where is it? Filiform papillae is a papillae which is present in the middle of the tongue. This is present in the middle of the tongue, and that is present in the middle of the tongue, due to which uh, it is basically the smallest in size in terms of the papillae, as well as it is having no taste buds. It is the only papillae which is having no taste buds, and it is the smallest in size, which means it is present in huge numbers. And what's the quantity of this is basically variable, and as it is present in small size, it should have a huge quantity within the tongue. After which you're having a fourth type of papillae which is not present in adults, but it is present in children. So here, this type of papillae is known as foliate papillae. Foliate papillae is a papillae which is present on the posterior sides. It is present over the posterior sides, and these are present in the largest quantity in the whole tongue. These are present in the largest quantity in the whole tongue. These are present in the largest quantity in the whole tongue. As you can see, these are present in the largest quantity in the whole tongue. And if these are present inside the human's body, for suppose in children, this is present. Uh, Otherwise, the largest quantity of papillae is the foliate papillae. If the sorry, the largest quantity is filiform papillae if the foliate papillae is absent, and accordingly, the foliate papillae is having uh, taste buds, and its taste buds is having the ability that it can detect all 4 types of taste. Its taste buds is having capability of detecting all 4 types of taste, and this type of this type of papillae is also known as vestigial papillae, because it is vestigial in adults. It is vestigial in adults. Vestigial in adults. After which we are having some other structures of tongue, such as the structure of middle line groove. This is a middle line groove which is forming some a groove type structure, which is causing to create a line in between the structure, as we are having the atrioventricular groove inside the structure of heart. We are having atrioventricular groove, which cause the uh, ventricles and atriums to separate inside the structure of heart. The same manner, we are having the midline groove here, which causes to form a groove type structure in between the tongue. After which, that's I guess all, and after that we are having some other structures which we have previously discussed in our video, which includes palatine tonsil. What is palatine tonsil? Which is basically the structure which is present behind the tongue, and palatine tonsil is responsible for a specific function. We have previously discussed about the fossa, tonsillar fossa or sinus, which is present in between the tongue, in between the palatine tonsil, as well as in between the palatine tonsil and the palatopharyngeal arch. So it is present between pharyngeo palatal arch as well as the palatine tonsil. After which we are having palatoglossal arch, which we have previously discussed, lingual tonsils, which help in lingual activity. And how is the oral speech produced in tongue? Oral speech is produced in tongue by means of touching the tongue with the hard palate. When hard palate uh, is touching the tongue, when the tongue is touching the hard palate, sorry, so a voice is produced, a sound is produced, and that movement is also controlled by the nerves. And afterwards we are having other functions of tongue. First, tongue helps in swallowing of food. Secondly, it helps in uh, detection of taste as well as detection of sensation. Thirdly, it is helpful in detecting several temperature sensation, of course. After which it also helps in chewing. It helps to mix the saliva, as well as it also helps in chewing by moving the food from one part to another part of mouth, as well as it also helps in uh, chewing, and it also helps in swallowing and peristalsis. And after that, these help in peristalsis. And apart from this, these have been chewing, peristalsis, and these all have been oral speech, mixing of saliva, as well as these help in oral speech, as I previously told how the oral speech is produced. After which there are some particular nerves present inside its structure as well. What kind of nerves are present here? There are nerves present inside the taste buds. So previously we discussed about the papillae, but we didn't discuss about taste buds here. So here we are going to discuss about taste buds. Taste buds are basically present in size of 50 to 70 micrometer, and these 50 to 70 micrometer taste buds are having such a structure that inside these are made up of four types of cells. First type is known as a basal cell. Second type, secondly, we are having first and second type of cell of the four types of cells of taste bud, which includes the centricellular uh, taste buds. You can confirm the spell and pronunciation as this is the name, centricellular cells. After which there is a fourth cell which is known as gestato receptor cells. These are cells which are forming the structure of taste bud. And gestatorreceptor cells is basically having nerves. Gestatorreceptor cells is having nerve fibers. How many nerve fibers? 50 nerve fibers. 50 nerve fibers. And each nerve fiber is connected to how many taste buds? It is connected to five taste buds. Five taste buds, one nerve fiber. After which uh, we are having uh, the structure of taste buds. So inside taste buds we are having blood vessels, as well as we are having the nerve fibers in order to detect the temperature, stimuli, and taste ultimately. So this is how we classify it. And now let us discuss about our taste as well. So as we previously discussed, what is the there are four tests, basic tastes of the tongue. On the posterior side, we are having the bitterness test. The taste of bitterness is usually detected by the posterior side. Taste of sweetness, I guess we should start with. Uh, Let me just raise it so make it in order to make it a bit clear. So here, uh, this structure, the posterior part detects bitterness. The front part, detects what? front part here, anterior part detects sweetness, and the upper side part detects sourness, and the downward side part detects saltiness. This is how it is formed, and hopefully, I guess that's all about this video, and we meet again tomorrow with another video. Have a good day.